Hey friends, and welcome back to 365 Days with mxmtoon. I'm Maia, a singer, songwriter, videomaker, Oakland native, and a moviegoer. I'm also a huge history nerd. I love untold stories, gross facts, hidden secrets, and anything weird, dark, and funky from the past. Each day, I'm going to share some of my very favorite deep cuts with you, so let's dig into today's stories.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365 mxmtoon.
Today, in 2018, Black Panther premiered in Los Angeles at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood. It was released by Marvel, directed by Ryan Coogler, and starred Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther was the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was a special premiere. Black Panther was the first Marvel film to have a predominantly black cast and black direction. Ryan Coogler introduced every member of the cast. During his introductions, the audience gave him and his actors a standing ovation. Hollywood royalty sat among the audience with the stars of the film and people who worked on its production, like Jamie Foxx, Donald Glover, Kendrick Lamar, and Snoop Dogg, and Janelle Monáe. Sitting among the crowd were the film's stars: Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Angela Bassett, and Forest Whitaker. The film had been announced a little over 3 years before, in October of 2014. In the time between the announcement and the film's premiere, a fan base developed. That's partially because Black Panther goes all the way back to a Marvel comic started in 1966 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The film builds on the legend of Wakanda from the Marvel comic, in which there was an ancient war between 5 tribes in Africa fighting over a meteorite made of the element vibranium. One of the men involved eats a heart-shaped herb and gets superpowers, becoming the first Black Panther. He united 4 of the 5 tribes to form the nation of Wakanda. The people of Wakanda use the vibranium to develop amazing technology over the years, and they separate themselves from the rest of the world by posing as a poor nation. In the 90s, the king of Wakanda visits his brother who is working undercover in Oakland, shout out to 510, and accuses his brother of selling the vibranium on the black market to an arms dealer. In the film, the main character, T'Challa, played by Boseman, is supposed to become the king of Wakanda after his father's death, but during a series of unexpected events and revelations about the past, he is challenged by Killmonger, who tries to take the position away from him and wreaks havoc upon Wakanda in the process. I won't reveal the rest of the movie for spoilers' sake, but if you haven't seen it, you definitely should take the time to watch. Black critics wrote that it made them feel seen and understood in a multifaceted way that is rare in mainstream media. The film was also praised for giving meaning to the differences between blackness in America and in Africa, and for grappling with racial issues instead of skirting around them. Additionally, Black Panther portrays African culture as advanced and complex, rather than the unfair backwards treatment that it often gets in the media. It was beloved by Black audiences as a joyful and fulfilling representation of Black life in the media. I remember going to see Black Panther in Oakland, California, and being in line. The movie theater was packed. We had to reserve seats, my family and I, because it had been sold out for days at that point. And going to see a movie like that in a place like Oakland was so powerful, because I just remember being in line and seeing all these kids of color who were taking photos with the movie poster and being so excited. And I remember even like my own family in the Asian American community seeing photos of my cousins posing in front of the Black Panther poster, because everybody was so excited about this pivotal moment of representation with the creation of this movie and trying to increase audiences and opportunity for young people, especially Black kids, to be able to see themselves reflected on a big screen. Tragically, the star of Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, died at the age of 43 of colon cancer just 2 years after Black Panther came out. He learned that he had stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, and it had progressed to stage 4 in the intervening years. It came to light that many of Boseman's films were shot between his surgeries and chemotherapy treatments. All of this came as a shock to fans. Boseman had been a very private actor and rarely shared details of his personal life. Aside from T'Challa, Boseman had played such iconic figures as Jackie Robinson, James Brown, and Thurgood Marshall. After Boseman's death, one final film he performed in came out, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. The world was shocked by Boseman's death, and other stars and public figures paid tribute. Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, Martin Luther King III, said that Boseman had brought history to life on the silver screen. President Biden tweeted that Boseman inspired generations and showed them they can be anything they want, even superheroes. while Oprah wrote that he was a gentle, gifted soul. Much about Boseman's greatness was highlighted in the months after his death. It was reported that on the set of Black Panther, he had led cast discussions about ancient African spiritualism and symbolism, taking care to make the film a touchstone for African culture for both the cast and audiences. Though colon cancer is thought of as a disease that only older men get, the reality is that it is no longer the case. Doctors aren't really sure why, but colon cancer is becoming more and more common among young people of both genders. Since people don't think of it as a disease that can happen to them, few people notice the warning signs or get it checked out early enough, and many people do not receive the colon cancer diagnosis until it's too late. Though doctors haven't fully decided on new regulations for how young people should watch out for signs of colon cancer, one thing you can do is keep track of any digestive problems that you have, and keep an eye out for warning signs like blood in your stool or severe stomach pain. The good news is that colon cancer can be detected early. It's just that many young people like Boseman didn't know when to look for the signs. Hopefully his death will bring awareness to this scary disease. My own family has been affected by colon cancer. It's really hard to watch somebody go through the process of doing chemotherapy and surgeries after surgeries in order to try and recover from a diagnosis that severe. It's really scary, but if you've also lost members of your family to cancer or are currently dealing with trying to support a member of your family or somebody in your life who is trying to go through treatment, just know that I'm right there with you. Black Panther ended up getting nominated for 7 Academy Awards. It was the first superhero film to get a Best Picture nomination, but more than its awards and earnings, Black Panther represents not only Boseman's spirit and resilience, but also the ongoing work towards Black liberation, pride, and empowerment. Though Boseman couldn't live to see his legacy, that just means that we have to keep it alive for him. And for today's music fact, we have a very special guest, Ricky Montgomery. I've been following Ricky for ages, since Vine was around, and it's so crazy to me that I get to be one of his musical peers now. I remember watching his videos and thinking he was so funny, and I've been following the Honey Sticks, which is his band, for a while as well, which is just so cool to me now. I think that it's funny how full circle things can be, and I feel very grateful that Ricky is someone that I have had the opportunity to connect with after so many years of following what he was doing. Here he is.
Hi everybody, this is Ricky Montgomery, and on this day, January 29th, 2016, I posted the cover art for my first album, Montgomery Ricky, to the internet for the first time. Now this might not seem like a big deal to people, but for me it was monumental. I had just raised all this money on Kickstarter, I had all these rewards to give out, so that was pressure, but I dropped out of college, and I moved to LA with not a lot of money in my pocket, and just tried to make it work. And so I had a lot to prove. I had to prove that that was a good idea. And so as I think back to that moment and I think about what I would say to myself and also what I would say to current young creators who are in a similar position, relax, take a breath. No one is rushing you but yourself. Just try to sit back and enjoy the ride. That's truly the best part of all of it.
And now for our final segment of the day, I'm going to be going into my own photo archives to see what I was up to on a January 29th in my life. On January 29th, 2020, I filmed something that was very iconic, that defined my 2020. I filmed the Taco Bell commercial. I became Taco Bell girl. I know that I did because I have selfies of me here with hot pink hair because they spray painted my hair for the day, so that way I would look like a manic pixie dream girl that looked like she has a Netflix original movie. I kind of looked like Lady Bird slightly, but less cool. I can't ever be like Saoirse Ronan, but I remember filming it. It was very fun. The whole entire cast and the crew were so sweet, and I didn't eat Taco Bell on the set. They had catering that had like barbecue, basically. That was delicious. But it was really fun, and it was my first time being a part of a commercial shoot. It's really hilarious. Like, I think they adjusted the tomatoes on the triple lupa at that point, like for 30 minutes at one point, because it's not about the actors when you're doing a food commercial. It's about the food. So it was really funny. Like the level of detail and attention that went into the food styling was really fun to watch. Thanks so much for going back in time with me, and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you can come back tomorrow for more facts from yesterday.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365